Hello ADHDers and welcome to the Wormhole. How many times have you tried new productivity methods or organizational techniques that are new that everyone seems to be raving about, integrated timers with your workflows and tried to make things more organized for yourself? These things don't work. Well, they do, but only for a few days or weeks until our brain shifts focus onto the next thing. The harder that we try, the more difficult it gets. I'd like to tell you why these productivity systems just don't work for our brains, but also I want to give you a hack, an exercise that I developed after reading a lot of really cool research. Most of the organizational strategies are designed by neurotypical people. The damage is that these repeated adoptions of inevitably unsuccessful techniques and methods adds to the vast amount of ways we already think negatively of ourselves. For me, analog timers just don't work for the most part. The batteries also need changing, and that is a whole other heap of tasks that have to be performed. I asked 30 ADHDers about their experiences and use of organizational apps and techniques. And 26 of them said they'll find something that looks great on paper, spend days and weeks setting up systems, spend money on it as well, only to forget about it one day and let it slide. If this sounds like you, keep watching. So why do we have so many problems with this? In a nutshell, we are fighting our brain's makeup, its physical makeup. It's like forcing a square peg into a round hole. Not only that, the harder that we try, the harder it gets. The activity in our brain's already fairly sedate prefrontal cortex, the thing that helps people concentrate, actually decreases in activity, unlike neurotypical brains, which gets a little bit jazzier and more exercisey, allowing them to concentrate better. Next in our fight is a lifetime of developed and strengthened neural pathways through coping strategies and habits, masking, and, well, the need to survive in a pretty unfriendly ADHD world. We're fighting against a lifetime of experienced perceived failure. Failure to not follow through with the latest organizational technique. Failure to not meet the expectations of our friends and family and co-workers. Failure to not do what seems to come to people so easily. That leads us back to those detrimental coping strategies, and so the vicious circle continues. We're fighting against our now and not now brains, and our inability to recall past and to see future consequences until it's too late. We're fighting against the annoying inability to sense time in the same way that other people do. So we underestimate how long something will take. We miss deadlines or arrive late, even to the things that we've been looking forward to. We keep doing the same things over and over again because past experiences are being cut off by what our brain is focusing on in the now. The future with all of its goals and consequences, and the past with all of our experiences, have a near impossible task of winning over the now, the present. Let's shift the perspective and actually work with our brains and not try to fight it all the time. We need to understand that ADHD is mainly about executive dysfunction. We're stuck in the now. Our brains actively seeking those actions that are felt now. We have a hard time doing and seeing what will benefit us long term, even though we always tell ourselves afterwards, why did I always leave it to get this bad? Or why did I leave it till the last minute? The further away a potential reward or goal or consequence is, the less we are motivated by it. A deadline on Friday doesn't mean much when it's Monday. Knowing that we have to be up at 6:30 in the morning doesn't help in getting us to bed at 10:30 at night, or stopping us from watching just one more video. All of these things leave us overly dependent on the motivation of last-minute pressure, now and not now. So what's the answer? First, shoot me some of that sweet, sweet dopamine by hitting the like and subscribe buttons wherever they may be. It really, really helps keep me motivated to keep making more videos and keep doing the research into this. While there's no great panacea, no great cure, despite being told actually that I could pray my ADHD away, there's a great exercise that we can adopt and start to practice now that we know that we are hardwired and our brains are physically now and not now. We have more success when things are staring us in the face. It makes them now rather than not now. And we get motivated when things become last minute. The consequences become now rather than not now. So firstly, we need to see time itself by externalizing it. And let's use our brain's amazing capabilities at something called synaptic pruning and synaptic growth to help train our brains and gradually shift our perspective. I call it the Welcome to the Wormhole exercise. Use it maximum of once per day, or when you can remember. See, no pressure. Whenever something arises that we need to do that day, not tomorrow, but today, like a 3 p.m. appointment or simply needing to take a shower, take that to do and on paper answer the following questions. Number 1, what are the consequences of not doing the to-do or not doing it on time? This helps bring those consequences and the feelings behind them into the now and not the not now. Number 2, when do I need to do the to-do? Number 3, how long will it realistically take me to do the to-do based on past experiences? Plus 10 minutes wiggle room. Number 4, how long will it realistically take me, again based on past experiences, to get ready to begin to do the to-do? Plus 10 minutes wiggle room. After answering these questions, what we have now is something I call our action time, which mostly comes so naturally to neurotypical people. Take that self-assessed action time and set an alarm with the consequences as the note or the title rather than the actual thing itself. The reminder isn't the to-do thing itself, it's the consequence behind that to-do not being done. This gives us more nows. We're not looking to use this exercise for everything. That would be totally unmanageable. This exercise is simply to help us see time slightly differently. Here's a quick example. I had an appointment at 2 p.m. with my doctor. The consequences of not doing that to-do or being late are that I might miss my appointment or have a delay in getting my medication from it. I might feel rushed and frustrated. I'd turn up sweaty and out of breath and unable to get my thoughts across. The to-do time is 2 p.m. And I know from experience that it takes about 5 minutes to walk there, plus 10 minutes wiggle room. So that's 15 minutes. The time to gather my things realistically takes me about 10 minutes. But let's add 10 minutes wiggle room. So that's 20 minutes. But I also know that I need to let the dogs out before I go. And that also takes time. So let's add another 5 minutes. So my action time is actually 1:20 p.m. I'm sure you can already see how powerful this is. Scheduling for action time by thinking through the task and possible consequences creates lots of nows. And we've already done the work of our future brain when we know it's going to start saying, just 5 more minutes. By bringing the consequences into the now. By planning to take action at an actual time, you are more likely to get the task done and less likely to merely react as things are thrown at you throughout the day. The goal of this exercise is not to get more organized. It's to begin shifting our perception of time. Even after doing this once and then forgetting to do it for actually 4 days, I found I was already more aware of my skewed sense of time. It was more at the forefront of my mind when I came across to-dos. Let me know how you get on with this, and if you have any questions, leave them all in the comments below. I read every single one. For now, take care. Bye.